Hi, and welcome back to Wicked Wands Tarot. My name is Carmen, and today we have a reading for somebody who has to let go of probably a friendship or a relationship that they've held on to for quite a while. So, this wouldn't be like, I met you 2 months ago and I realized you're just not as cool as I thought. This is somebody that is hard to let go of. We have the Two of Cups and the Six of Pentacles in the reverse, which is telling me that there's a friendship or connection here that I think used to be really important or used to give you support in some way. But with the Six of Pentacles in the reverse, that basically signifies to me that somebody here is more of that take energy, right? They're not giving back to you. They're not being supportive of you the way that you would be towards them. And even though it might be really difficult to let go of a friendship or relationship like this, there is another card that came out for you. Hey, Jimmy, how are you? Hello, Joanna. Things get harder before you level up. Know that. There's something about that. Know that that really helps to underscore what I think a lot of you are going through, which is I'm working on myself and I have a big heart. I love that person, that person, that person, and that person. But if of those four people, only one of them is willing to also work on themselves and does that natural, like give and take, symbiotic relationship, then you might have to let go of those three other people. And that's not very easy to do, right? So let's get a little bit more after we call in spirit with some wind chime tap. Ah! Sorry, I'm really paranoid I'm going to hurt you guys' ears. So I hope you're having a wonderful day so far. If you were in the last reading that I did bright and early on a Sunday morning, I didn't think anyone would join me. Thank you for joining me. I had a lovely breakfast. So we have Dr. Pepper in a to-go cup. All right, let's get started, shall we? I think we shall start with the Masonic Tarot this morning. Yes, exactly, Jimmy. That's exactly it. Because when you do what's right for yourself, there's really no toxic relationship that you would have to let go of that you can't replace yourself. In other words, if I've given all of myself to a friend that I'm really trying to help and they're not doing their own work to help themselves, or they're not being a good person to me, you can distance yourself from that person, and the love that you were showing that person, you can show yourself. So it's not really a loss, and sometimes those people come back to you after they figure out their own shit, right? I would even say probably the strongest connections I have, the strongest friendships I have, many of them, there was a period of separation. Maybe we just fell apart from each other because we didn't see each other every day. Maybe we actually had a disagreement, but whatever happens, if they came back, it's because they realized there was something that was missing and they needed to work on themselves. So if you know you're one of those people in my life, I love you and thank you for being that awesome. We've got essentially the Four of Pentacles in the reverse. So this is the Four of Mallets. And before you get on my ass, mallets are earth in the Masonic Tarot, even though there's gold in here that may be a little bit confusing in terms of, well, why wouldn't that be pentacles, right? King of gold. But the Masonic Tarot explains that gold is made from fire. So now that we have that sorted out, we have the Four of Pentacles in the reverse. So I feel like there's a sense here that someone has been stingy with you, stingy with their time, stingy with, their support. Somebody hasn't been giving to you the way that you give to them. The other way I see this Four of Pentacles in the reverse is I believe there is a change coming to you whereby it feels like you're cleansing the toxicity from your life, and it may not be, the easiest thing for you to do, but I feel like there's a reward at the end of the tunnel here, which is improved financial security for you once you let go of the people that, you know, are not true. So we have the Four of Pentacles in the reverse, the Three of Chalices, and the Devil. So basically, this Devil, look at the weird little, like, butler dude. I just heard, "Don't count your tips in public, Cedric." I think that's Home Alone. And so I feel like there's somebody who is concerned that if they let go of the people who are toxic in their life, they may not have many people left. I relate. But what you have to keep in mind is things get harder before you level up, and then they get easier. And the reason they get easier is because you stop putting those obstacles in your own way by letting people use you as a doormat or mistreat you. So because we have the Three of Cups, this is all about like social communities, collaboration. Well, less so collaboration, but more like the social type of collaboration, right? Parties, reunions. There's somebody here who is drinking from your cup, so to speak, that has no right to. Somebody who has, I think, kind of been riding your coattails or trying to almost like imitate you, and they can't. This feels like somebody who has probably some issues around jealousy or fears of abandonment. And I feel like they are hesitant to be good to you the way that you are good to them because they have continually lost a lot of people that were important to them, and it's made them a little bit calloused, a little bit too quick to cut people off or keep them at a distance from the get-go. Queen of Chalices. The Queen of Cups here has her eyes closed. The King of Gold. And the King of Chalices in the reverse. That's a lot of royals coming out at the same time. Do you see how she has her eyes closed? She's basically giving her cup of love or being kind or compassionate or generous without being discerning. She is giving away her natural resources, that love and compassion, without making sure that the person who's receiving it wants to receive it and can return in kind, right? Captain's log. Oh, a man after my own heart. I grew up on Star Trek. I love Star Trek. How's it going, pirate? So I feel like whoever I'm reading for, you have a big heart. You are the kind of person that people want to talk to when they've had a difficult day, the person that maybe gives the best hugs in all the land. Whatever it is, people know that they can count on you when they've had a difficult time to lift their spirits. But you are doing this for people who also make your life harder. So there's a difficulty here in terms of applying that intuition and discernment that you have in a way that protects your energy and makes sure that the cup of love you give out to people, whether it's friendship or in a relationship, they are deserving of it, right? You don't want to give an organ transplant to an alcoholic, right? No offense, obviously. These are actual things that the medical community does. They have to check to see what your lifestyle habits are before they give you an organ from someone else, right? You can't keep giving your love to people that don't deserve it because you deserve it more than those people do. And there may be one, there may be two, there may be five people that you need to cut out. But I feel like this would serve as confirmation for you. You would already know that these people don't really have your best interest at heart, right? I'm glad to hear it, pirate. Yes, Jimmy, that's exactly it. Hello there, Miss Christina. Oh, so just so you guys know, Jimmy knows me in person. Jimmy is absolutely delightful. I want to make sure all my favorites here, like Christina and Pirate and all of that, Joanna, that you know if you need to get any dirt on me, Jimmy might actually have it. All right, so we have King of Gold and King of Chalices in the reverse. This comes across to me as somebody that was quick to anger, aggressive in their pursuits. So this is the kind of person that has tunnel vision. If they're very focused on doing something that they want or something that they need to get, they don't care if they need to, cut someone off in traffic. They don't care if they make you late for something that you need to do. They're selfish, right? And mm, the vibe that I'm getting from this King of Gold is that somebody wanted to be seen as like the head person, right? The leader. They wanted everyone to basically bow to them, kind of thing. And that seems like pretty strong words, but when you pair the King of the King of Wands with the King of Chalices in the reverse, that's like pretty heartless energy to me. Even though the King of Wands is in the upright, this is somebody who's willing to take action and do what they need to do, regardless of how it impacts other people. Beyond that, this is also somebody that probably struggles to communicate specifically what they want, what they're interested in, or how they feel. This would be somebody that I think would want to harden themselves against the softer emotions like, compassion, love, that kind of thing. You guys are awesome. And yes, you're totally right. That's a throat chakra issue, right? So you don't have a problem with that, which means you have stirred the pot a little bit for this King of Wands, right? If he was trying to set himself up as the example for others to follow, and then you do something better than he does, that causes an issue. All right, and then we have the Five of Swords in the reverse. This feels to me like excusing yourself from a game you don't want to be a part of. Trying to think of a good analogy that isn't like one of my more personal situations. But shit, I'll just go there. So I'm child free. I don't want to ever be pregnant. That's just not, it doesn't sound like a fun time to me. And I respect everyone else who wants to do it. It's not what I meant to do with my life. And I remember really struggling with making that decision because I felt like I was letting down family members. I mean, you name it. Everyone just kind of expects you to be a baby factory when you're a woman. And I didn't want to deal with a lot of the struggles that other people had been dealing with in my energy or in my environment. And I just figured I'd excuse myself from the table. I'm going to focus on these things over here. I will do these things really well because I don't have to balance it with this. And that's just what makes sense for me. This Five of Swords in the reverse feels to me like somebody saying, I know that I could probably fix this. I just don't think I want to. I'm going to excuse myself from the situation. It's really not worth using all of my energy and depleting my happiness for somebody who doesn't necessarily want to change, somebody who doesn't necessarily want to listen, somebody who basically thinks no matter what room I walk into, I'm the smartest person in there. Oh, are you? That must be really depressing. How do you ever have an intellectually stimulating conversation if you're always the smartest person in the room? Somebody said, you and your games, I want none of it. So I'm going this way. And I don't think this King of Wands had really dealt with that before. And it's thrown this King of Wands for a little bit of a loop. I don't think they've encountered somebody that had that conviction or strength of character to be able to just call someone on their shit and be like, I really just don't want to play your game, okay? I want to be over here playing some miniature golf because those rules I actually respect. And I might have a chance at winning. All right, let's see. We're going to continue with the Ghost Tarot. I get it, Pirate. I also feel like it's really good for the environment. Not the right choice for everyone, but I do know that not having kids is a good way to have less impact on the environment. So we have the King of Swords. Ooh. Is this the Magician? I think this is the Magician. Or is it the High Priest? No, this is the High Priestess. But it's in the reverse. This to me is like, do I go here? People who try to use religious tenets, beliefs, structures, cult-like situations. This is the energy of that leader. I am the King of Swords. I can be really good with my words. I can control the narrative. I can manipulate you without you even maybe realizing that I've manipulated you. The High Priestess in the reverse is telling me that this is somebody who knows how to create the effect they want, or feels like they know how to sell volcano insurance to somebody who lives in Iowa. This is somebody who would be considered a great speaker or a great leader, but who lacks the moral compass that you would hope a leader would have. This is somebody who uses their words to get whatever they want, and they don't really care what, collateral damage might happen. So we have the Three of Wands. Interesting because, oh, sorry, I didn't turn that off. Interesting because the last reading was actually with the Three of Wands at the very beginning. So this could be somewhat related here for you guys. There is an expectation of disorder, imbalance, not a good mix. I feel like this is your energy, knowing that you needed to excuse yourself from the Thanksgiving table before politics came up. That kind of thing, right? Like, oh shit, I know that a storm is brewing. I know that it's not going to be easy to fix this. And I'm just going to back away. It's like Homer Simpson backing up into the shrubs, right? Ooh. And this is clarifying the devil. So this feels to me like you've seen straight through somebody's shell or their mask, right into their intent or their soul. And it's not very clean soul. It's somebody who wants to probably have power and control and manipulate people. So you were like, you know what? I'm good. I'm gonna be over here knitting a scarf for somebody's Christmas present. So we have the Ten of Cups, and this is the creepiest Ten of Cups I think I have. Just like, would you look at that card and be like, oh gosh, that must be about like everlasting happiness and a really happy family home? No? It kind of looks like the angel of death with a little bit of gas. Sorry. But really what we have, I think, this is you with your scythe, knowing when you need to cut people out and giving inspiration to others that maybe don't have quite the strength that you do, so that they can also cut out the toxicity when they need to, right? Oh, Twister, that's such a good movie. Yeah. Oh, I almost missed the other one, you guys. I think we have Justice here. Yep. Lady Justice. You may be dealing with a Libra, but we had Miss Justice here in the reverse. So you're being loving, kind, compassionate, and generous with this King of Wands manipulator dude. Doesn't have to be a masculine, of course. This was not right. So you maybe received a lot of dreams or messages and songs that were like, hey, what are you doing? Stop messing with that person. They don't deserve your love. They don't deserve your compassion. You can always forgive them. That's fine. But like, then you like pivot and walk away. There's an injustice here that someone did, this King of Wands did to this Queen of Chalices, who is kind and generous, because they have, I think, either jealousy or fears of being discovered for who they truly are, because you effectively make them look bad. We have the Ten of Wands in the reverse, the Six of Pentacles, and the Sun in the reverse. Somebody has struggled to be able to let go. This, I think, is probably your energy. Somebody who has a very charitable spirit, a very giving spirit, somebody who wants to help those around them, even if they don't know them very well, is realizing they can't continue to carry all of this baggage around or all of this responsibility around, that at a certain point, you have to let go of people and responsibilities that are not yours, because it's not fair. And because when you let go of that, you're able to then do better with regards to your own shit, or you have created room for somebody who would like to be, kind to you the way that you're kind to them. So we have the Sun in the reverse. I think a lot of you have probably dealt with a difficult time, a little bit of sadness or depression, because you've had to let go of people that you really did care about, people that you wanted to keep around, but you knew probably couldn't. But there may have been one in particular that was very difficult to let go of. And it feels to me like somebody feels they have to choose their own darkness or their own solitude in order to then return to the sun. Like, I know I can live in a fake world and pretend that people care about me the way that I care about them. But I would rather choose the more difficult path, work on myself, let go of things that don't serve me, and then see what kind of sunshine comes out from the clouds after I've done that work, right? Good choice. That is what I would do also. We'll go for the Rider-Waite. Nobody's made fun of me yet for cracking my knuckles all the time, so I'll take that as a sign you guys don't hate it. Seems to be how I figure out which deck to use. Yes, you're absolutely right, Jimmy. It's really hard to keep a mask in place, isn't it, Joanna? Thank you. Pirate, have we figured out where you are? Because you said it's tonight, but for me, it's 10:14 in the morning. All right, we have the Three of Pentacles and the Knight of Wands. Both of them are in the reverse. This is somebody who is not cooperative, somebody who does not play well with others in the sandbox. This is somebody who would take your toy even though you're playing with it. This is somebody who would be prone to outbursts of anger. And this is the person that I think is most frustrated with your willingness and dedication to becoming a better version of yourself and inspiring those around you, because you are, I think, demonstrating that you are a better leader than your alternative. It's like Daenerys Targaryen vibes, where you know how she, if you watched Game of Thrones, basically was able to collect followers wherever she went because she had that light, right? She wanted to actually do right by the people. And I feel like you've shown the counterbalance to somebody who was trying to pull off being, that venerable, honorable kind of like community leader type person. But now, interesting, we have the Three of Wands in the upright here, and now we have it in the reverse. But now people have been a little bit shocked to find evidence, or a little bit, I don't know, like I even want to use the word like gobsmacked, like this is somebody who told me they were good. And now they see this person for who they truly are, this emotionally manipulative, controlling, and hot-headed energy that wanted to come across as a worthy leader. But this is clarifying justice in the reverse. There is a decision that's been made. Something is changing. Whoever was juggling their true character with the facade they presented to the public, they can't do this anymore. People are seeing them for who they truly are. So we have the Fool coming out sideways, the Moon in the reverse, and again with the Ten of Wands in the reverse, which is right here actually. So somebody may be feeling like it's irrational or goes against who they really are to let go of people that they care about, to let go of some of these burdens or these difficulties that don't seem to have a resolution. But remember, if you really care about something, you can let it go. And if it loves you or they love you, they come back, right? So I feel like somebody has realized that with the Fool coming out sideways, you can choose to embark on your own new adventure. You can excuse yourself from the table, the rat race, whatever it is. And you may inspire others to do the same thing, but it doesn't always work. You have to be okay with the idea that some people aren't ready to make that change, but some people might surprise you. And I feel like with the Moon in the reverse, some people may be trying to state that you have mental problems, that you are being difficult or argumentative. None of that really comes across to me. I think you have really upset the apple cart for somebody who is very accustomed to being able to control the narrative and be that, final say. But they don't have that anymore. You have challenged them and they have been seen in their true light by at least one other person, not just you. All right, we'll continue with the Morgan Greer. 16:15, so that's 4. So you're 6 hours ahead. That's not too bad. All right. Thanks, Pirate. Well, Jimmy, I know how that goes, but I also know you're not afraid. So we all have to sometimes take that leap of faith and try something new. But just remember, in those moments where you doubt yourself or you feel like maybe you don't have, what it takes, look back at everything you've been through. Look back at the obstacles you've overcome. Look back at those moments where maybe you were so overcome with loss or grief that you didn't think you would go on, and you did. You've only gotten stronger since then, so you have to believe in yourself. We have the King of Rods in the reverse. We've got the King of Wands over here as well. It's so funny to me when they change the names, because then you have to kind of keep track of it. But we've got possibly someone here with Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius in their chart. Otherwise, there's just a lot of passion or anger in the situation. But with the King of Wands in the reverse and the Three of Pentacles in the reverse, I feel like this King of Wands has grown really angry because he's starting to realize that there are other defectors, other people that want to leave, don't want to be in this King of Rods environment anymore, believe that he is being emotionally manipulative or misleading them. Because we've got Three of Pentacles in the reverse, Three of Pentacles in the reverse, surrounding this King of Wands. This is maybe going to result in like a Nine of Swords. This feels like somebody who didn't expect anyone to be able to undermine them or undercut them or make them look how they actually are. And now I think they're kind of like their mind is spinning. They don't know how to handle this situation because you are karma for this person. This is somebody who thought they could ruin something for you. With the Five of Swords, they were trying to come in between you and somebody that was very important to you. But this is healing. They can't stop the fact that when you are in this Queen of Cups energy and you are kind, caring, and compassionate, that's not an energy that you can easily fake. And that's not one that people forget. So if this King of Wands thought that he could pretend to be kind and compassionate and then, occasionally have to kind of make up for losing his temper, it's becoming really clear that he's not actually a Queen of Cups, right? That he's actually a King of Wands in the reverse, a bully. And this is changing people's perspectives and helping them to see that this is somebody who tries to put people in boxes and control them. And probably that would be through things like gossip or lies. Yes, you're so right, Jimmy. Yeah. Well, Sagittarius can be earth angel material, or it can be somebody who doesn't know how to stay grounded in the midst of everything, right? Thanks, guys. All right, so we have Ace of Swords. This is clarifying judgment. This person who's been trying to wear a mask and confuse everyone, pretend that maybe you were the problem, they can't keep doing this anymore. There are people realizing with their own eyes who he is or who they are. And the Ace of Swords tells me there's also probably some truth being spread about this person. Let's say they stole from someone and they didn't want anyone to find out about it, of course. Well, that shit's getting out. And slowly but surely, there are people that are changing their opinion of this, once honorable or venerable kind of personality. Wow, you guys. Three of Wands again. I really do feel like there's a possibility we have someone with fire sign energy here. But this is also after the Two of Pentacles. Somebody knows that they can't juggle responsibilities that are not theirs, and they are taking action to have a new life, to pivot in a different direction. Some of you may literally be moving to a different spot. Some of you may have just distanced yourself from a social community or situation. Maybe you've got a new job that's offering you a new community in which to thrive. But there's change here, and it's inspiring others. Others who feel stuck, just like you did. So we have the Eight of Swords, the Nine of Pentacles in the reverse, and the Ace of Rods. So these two are both symbolizing a lack of freedom. With the Eight of Swords, you can see it quite clearly. This is somebody who can't move. This is somebody who can't see. They don't know who is betraying them or who to trust. With this Nine of Pentacles in the reverse, this is, to me, very much so saying someone didn't feel like they could leave. Someone didn't feel like they could make their own choices. Somebody has had to realize that they gave too much power to somebody they couldn't trust or shouldn't trust. And with the Moon in the reverse clarified by the Nine of Pentacles, that they can't keep doing the same thing and expect different results. They need to change and make, a move into a different kind of opportunity or a different kind of life. So we have the Ace of Rods saying once you let go, once you get, distance from whatever this is that doesn't actually belong to you in terms of burdens, you get a new start. All right, we're going to continue with the Crow Tarot. You sure are, Johanna. Agreed, Jimmy. Oh no, it's Whitney. How will I know? Trying to think of which song to sing, and I didn't want to do the Bodyguard song. um, I love Miss Whitney, especially like the older. What was the something about I want to dance with somebody? That's probably one of my favorites. But yeah, I love me some Whitney. We've got nine of cups in the reverse. This is selfishness. So yeah, I feel like you're moving away from someone that you would pretty easily be able to identify as having been selfish or self-serving. And with the Ace of Swords, I feel like now that you understand this, now that you've made the right decisions for you, other people are starting to see this person as selfish as well. Yes, Jimmy. Oh, yes, you better be dancing. All right, we've got the Five of Wands in the reverse and the Five of Cups. You may be seeing a lot of fives, 555 on a clock, for example. But we've got somebody realizing they can't continue to lament or cry over people that you've lost when they are people that weren't treating you well. You might have a connection or a trauma bond or a deep love for someone, and you can still love them from afar. You don't have to let them continue to hurt you. There are people that I have had to walk away from that to this day, I still care oodles for them, right? There was somebody in Minneapolis that I considered like a little brother, and we had a falling out. And I still, you know, think about him and hope he's doing well, but I can't put myself in a situation that made me feel betrayed like that again. You know what I mean? So you can love from afar, you can wish them well, you can hope they're going through healing, but you don't need to sacrifice your own sanity and, I don't know, happiness because you love somebody. We have the Queen of Cups. This is interesting because what I notice is we have the Queen of Cups next to the Three of Pentacles in the reverse. It's like people are seeing they don't really want to be associated with this King of Wands in the reverse because he's a bully and because he takes advantage of people and doesn't really make the world a better place. And then they compare that to your energy and how you impacted their life. And it's like people are pivoting. Like, I don't think I really want to hang out with this person. I would much rather be with the person that tells me to believe in myself and, demonstrate self-love, that kind of thing. The Moon in the reverse again. And the Eight of Swords again. So we have those right here. This feels like the person that you would put as the King of Wands in the reverse, the bully, they have made themselves their own prison with their words. They now look untrustworthy or, dare I say, delusional because they have put themselves in this prison where they have stated you can't trust this person, they're not great. And now people see, actually, no, you're wrong. It's like somebody is a prisoner of their own delusion or a prisoner of their own words. They wanted to come across a certain way and they have failed to do so. There are people that see through this illusion now and it's not working the way that it did before. The World in the reverse. This is clarifying the Queen of Cups. So there are going to be, for many of you, people that walk away, or maybe people that you walk away from. Don't always assume that's the ending. Set yourself up for, mentally accept, I might not see Johnny again. But if Johnny does the healing work and he comes back into my life, That's great. I would love to be friends with Johnny again, right? That kind of thing. Let's do what's right for me. And if somebody does what's right for them, we can pick up where we left off, right? We have the Five of Swords in the reverse. This is a lot of fives, you guys. So we have Wands, Cups, and Swords from the Crow Tarot. All fives. We also already have the Five of Swords. Where did we have it? Right here? As well as from the Masonic Tarot. Now that one was in the reverse. So this is like refusing to lose what's important to you over a battle. Refusing to be drawn into an argument. So I do feel like this is I know that you're going to try to manipulate me. I know that you don't really want to resolve this. You just want to win, right? So I'm not even going to argue with you. This is like when I tell you guys, if you're dealing with a narcissist, one of the best things that you can do in terms of protecting yourself is being really selective on what you actually share. Don't say a lot. Now, I talk a shitload, you guys. It's really hard for me to be like quiet, but I have changed. I have learned if I am talking with somebody who's just going to turn whatever I say against me, then I will sit there and I will say, mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Because I'm not going to give you anything to work with. You can't get mad at me if I'm just nodding in agreement, right? Even if you can see in my eyes, I don't believe you. Mm-hmm. So I do think this is tied to the reading yesterday that was like, they tried really hard to keep this from you or hide this from you, something like that. Yes, you're right, Jimmy. 555 means there's going to be change. And I find it's good change, but I love change. I guess I do have Scorpio in my chart, so that might be why. Yes, good work, Jimmy. Oh, really? Is it one of those like cool, like, what is it? Like magnetic ones that kind of like ends? I can't remember what they're called. Oh my gosh, you guys. We have 2 fives here, and then the 2 other fives came out right below at 2 down. But we have the Five of Swords in the reverse with the Five of Pentacles. The Five of Pentacles is in the upright, and that is all about saying, basically, I'm not going to deal with this. I'm going to either excommunicate myself or walk away, or I'm going to be a loner, or I'm going to do my own thing. Somebody here had to decide, I don't want to play games with you. I don't want to get into these arguments that go nowhere. I'm just going to like dip. Page of Swords in the reverse. I feel like this is somebody who is using information they've found against somebody. So this could be somebody who's trying to take a story they heard about you and make it sound a little bit worse, exaggerate it to frame you up as the problem or frame you up as somebody that can't be trusted. All right, let's grab a little bit more from the Everyday Tarot. Yeah, that's all the fives. We got 8 of Wands in the reverse. Somebody realized that doing nothing about this situation was only making things worse, and that what they really needed to do was acknowledge that somebody was being toxic and probably ghost them or at least give them some space with the 8 of Wands in the reverse. So this feels like somebody acknowledging, I can protect myself from this toxicity by removing myself. We have the King of Swords in the reverse. This has got narcissist all over it. Somebody who controls things through their words. Somebody who is comfortable lying but expects the truth from everyone else. This person is losing a lot because much of what they gained through being false. I like it, Joanna. That works. Very cool. Yes, game over. Exactly. All right, we have the Four of Cups in the reverse and the Ace of Cups. Oh my gosh, I love this energy. So Four of Cups in the reverse is one of those that I tend to like in the reverse because this can signify somebody who is refusing to get engaged in something and instead choosing a different path, choosing something different, choosing happiness. This is choosing self-love specifically. So I know that's not good for me. And even though it might be difficult for me because I care about that person or whatever, I know what's right for me. I'm going to do what will help me sleep at night, right? Help me continue on my journey. We have the King of Pentacles in the reverse. I think this King of Swords in the reverse or this King of Wands in the reverse is losing a lot. So this feels like somebody who is losing their reputation, losing friends, and possibly also losing something financially. We have the Hermit in the reverse because they have misled people, because they have intentionally misled people. This feels like somebody who also encouraged people to miss opportunities in love, miss opportunities in work because of their words, right? Influencing people to keep them stagnant, which is why we have the Devil here. This is somebody that holds you back. High Priestess in the reverse. Another indication we have somebody, we have that here too. We have somebody that is struggling to tell the truth and perhaps giving bad advice. Pretending to be, a little holier than they actually are. And I feel like a lot of their actions are due to somebody in this equation having a choice in love. And this High Priestess in the reverse wanted to influence how that decision was made. But I feel like they are losing their standing with whoever has this decision to make. All right, we'll get some from the Rider-Waite, the minis. 10 of Pentacles, the World. So there's a new chapter here, in particular regarding your finances. I think it starts with your finances, and then you realize that once you have that foundation built, things get better on the social side as well. Pirate, you are too funny. All right, we have the Magician and the Six of Wands in the reverse. Somebody was wishing ill upon the individual that more or less made it obvious that they were a narcissist or a person that would control the narrative to their own means. And now they basically had overconfidence. They assumed they would win. They assumed they were the smartest person in the room. They assumed they wouldn't have an opponent that was worthy. And they were wrong. And now it's a very, very difficult and long fall from grace. With the Sun in the reverse, they wanted to hide who they truly were to others, and now they want to hide that they are failing. Let's see. Tell me about the Ace of Swords, please. So somebody now is feeling like they're put on the defense. They have to defend their actions because people aren't just taking their words as truth now. They have to actually back up what they're saying and have some sort of evidence because they have demonstrated that they are a liar. You may be dealing with a Virgo, but with the Hermit, I feel like this is specifically saying that you've got the ability to lead others. And there are those that are seeing that you are right. They are inspired by the changes that you have made, and they are contemplating choosing a similar path for themselves. We have the Empress in the reverse, and this would include walking away from this bully, this person who pretends to be kind, pretends to be loving, but really wants to, cause obstacles in your life. Biscuits, stop, don't make me hungry again. We have Knight of Cups, Eight of Pentacles. There is a love situation here for you guys. And I feel like it comes for you after you have some sort of change in employment. Maybe you work for somebody different. Maybe you get a promotion. Maybe you change your title and you have different responsibilities. Maybe the company gets acquired. But there is an offer that comes in while you're working really hard. So this Eight of Pentacles is approaching mastery in a skill, 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 skill,